I am Betty Lovai. At the moment, I'm the Executive Dean of the School of Humanities and Social Sciences at the University of Papua New Guinea. The university has 5 schools, so I head one of the schools. And the school is the biggest in terms of programs, number of programs offered by the school, plus the number of academic staff within the school. I come from Western Province, and I have three children, 2 adult kids and 1 is in his teens. So I could say I've a mother who's gone through this journey of my career with my children. But I also come from a family where my father played a major role in a sense, or he created opportunity for me and my siblings to be given opportunity to be educated and find our space in Papua New Guinea and contribute to nation building. So he was quite big on that. From his perspective, education was something that was so important for anyone to create their own life in society, and that was his message. You mess up education and you throw your life away. And I've actually encouraged my own children with same advice, but with a bit of twist to it, because the environment that they are growing up has changed. Because I was brought up in a rural environment, in a village, at a mission station. It was different. So, but the message, the principles, the important principles in life don't change. I guess my dad was one of those fortunate ones in terms of first contact with missionaries. And he had a long history with his father. His father became the first pastor through church intervention. And so Dad was raised in that kind of context. So where the missionaries made contact with local people, they also had an impact on the pastor or the people that they came in contact with. He was among the first to be educated as teachers. What I saw with him and that generation, they took on the advice or encouragement that was given by the church or the colonial government quite seriously. And so it was that generation. So every piece of advice and encouragement that was provided to them, it became like something that guided the destiny where they were going. So he left teaching and joined the police, colonial police, and worked for some time in Moresby. And so I guess that exposure also allowed him to see what was happening in Port Moresby, and so he learned through those experiences. I find him amazing. I had called, after I graduated, I called the head of the social work program, Dr. Bruce Yates at that time, who was my lecturer and my mentor, and actually said to him, look, I'm looking for a job. If you come across something, please let me know, because at that time, and it still happens today, a lot of government organizations, departments or agencies would call up university looking for graduates. So the next day I go to university to see him in his office, and just to be told that he wanted me to take up tutoring job. I thought I wanted to work with the government department, and the one that I had in mind was national planning, because I was more into social planning and I was interested in that kind of social work. because my understanding of becoming an academic was that you have to be a bright person and good marks, and maybe I underestimated myself. So I just said, am I that good? Because I also understood that tutoring job was offered to people who had honors degrees. I didn't have an honors degree. I just graduated. And after that one semester, I guess I became more interested in a job, yeah. So they had to re-engage me the following semester. That's when the thought of seriously considering my career as an academic was kind of becoming visible in a sense, which meant that I needed to get additional postgraduate qualifications to be an academic. So by 1989, I had applied to do my honors degree. And so I completed my honors degree. Then the Department of the Social Work Program and the Department of Anthropology and Sociology said to me, we can take you on as a teaching fellow. And that was the scheme that university had at that point, trying to develop young Papua New Guineans to take up academia as their career. After my honors, I needed to get my master's, and I also had to work towards getting my PhD. And so it was a challenging journey, but I think that for me the strength and that self-confidence and to do this came from the fact that my lecturers demonstrated to me or indicated to me that I could do it. I did my master's in 1991 with 2 young children. So that's it brings in another twist to my career, where I have a plan for my career, but I'm also a mother and I'm also a wife. And so in leadership, those 2 responsibilities do get in the way of leadership responsibilities. Being able to balance your career, your family responsibilities, and your marriage and your social obligations is quite a difficult thing to do, but I made sure that I wanted all these things to be given equal attention, because I believe that in life you need to balance your life to get the full satisfaction out of what you are doing. You can't allow one part of your life to drag you down or allow it to suffer and try to just focus on one aspect of life. What I have seen in that kind of attitude is also in my leadership role. That I am responsible for, at the moment, 12 or 13 disciplines. And I am responsible for about 86 to 87 staff. And as a leader, in that leadership role, I have to maintain balance in terms of trying to deal with academic needs of the programs, academic needs of the students, academic university as an institution, trying to meet their deadlines. So it has to start somewhere at the personal level to be able to bring that onto your leadership role, to make sure that no one is suffering, that there is a minimum level of satisfaction which you have to maintain at all times. You get a PhD. It creates an expectation that what can you do with that PhD? Okay, so getting that qualification alone it has not kind of given me, solely contributed to where I am. Okay, it's just part of that process. Those tools have helped me to get to where I'm going. But this thing about taking an holistic approach to your life and where you're going, how you live your personal life and how you manage your professional life and how you become a leader.